Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a country where medieval towers rise through morning mist, where forests stretch so deep they still feel ancient, where stories of kings, scientists, warriors, and artists echo through cobblestone streets. Now imagine that this place is still alive today, vibrant, modern, and quietly one of the most fascinating countries in Europe. This is Poland, a land of resilience, beauty, and surprises that most of the world has barely begun to discover. At first glance, Poland might seem like another European country with charming towns and historic buildings. But once you begin to look closer, you realize there's something different here. Poland carries the weight of more than 1,000 years of history, and yet its spirit feels incredibly youthful. It's a place where the past isn't hidden away in museums. It breathes through daily life. Walk through an old street and you'll see colorful buildings that look like they belong in a painting. Musicians play melodies that drift through the air, mixing with the sound of footsteps on stone that has been walked on for centuries. Every corner seems to have a story, and many of those stories are almost unbelievable. Poland's history reads like an epic saga. Kingdoms rose and fell here. Powerful empires tried to erase the nation from the map more than once. And yet somehow, again and again, Poland endured. Its language survived. Its culture survived. Its people held on to their identity even when the world around them tried to take it away. This resilience became part of the country's character. You can feel it in the pride people carry, in traditions passed down through generations, and in the quiet determination that helped rebuild entire cities after devastation. Few places in the world have experienced such dramatic chapters of destruction and rebirth. But Poland isn't only about history. The natural beauty here is just as breathtaking. Vast forests cover huge parts of the country, filled with wildlife that has disappeared from much of Europe. Some of these woods feel almost prehistoric, like stepping into a time before modern civilization. In autumn, the trees explode with color, fiery reds, glowing golds, and deep oranges stretching across the landscape. In winter, snow transforms everything into a silent white world where frozen lakes glisten under pale sunlight. And in spring and summer, fields of wildflowers and green meadows seem to go on forever. Poland is also a land of rivers and lakes, with waterways that have shaped life here for centuries. These rivers carried merchants, travelers, and ideas across the country, helping cities grow and cultures mix. Even today, they remain a peaceful escape where nature and history meet. Then there's the culture, which is rich in ways that many people don't expect. Polish traditions blend influences from across Europe, yet they remain uniquely their own. Festivals fill streets with music, dancing, and colorful costumes. Ancient folk customs still appear during holidays, connecting modern life with centuries-old beliefs. Music holds a special place in Polish culture. Classical compositions born from this land have touched audiences around the world, filled with emotion and delicate beauty. At the same time, modern artists continue to push creative boundaries, blending tradition with contemporary sound. And the food. Polish cuisine is comfort in its purest form. Meals are hearty, warm, and deeply satisfying, shaped by generations of family recipes. Dumplings filled with savory ingredients, rich soups that simmer for hours, freshly baked breads, and desserts that taste like childhood memories. Eating in Poland often feels less like dining and more like being welcomed into someone's home. Hospitality is another quiet wonder here. Visitors often discover that Poles have a remarkable way of making strangers feel like friends. Conversations grow easily, laughter comes quickly, and shared meals can stretch late into the night. What makes Poland even more fascinating is how it blends tradition with modern energy. Walk through the streets and you'll see historic architecture standing beside sleek new buildings. Young entrepreneurs launch startups, artists fill galleries with bold ideas, and technology thrives in cities that once stood in ruins less than a century ago. It's a country that remembers its past while racing toward the future. And then there are the people whose ideas changed the world. Poland has produced groundbreaking scientists, brilliant composers, fearless explorers, and thinkers who transformed entire fields of knowledge. Many of them faced immense challenges, yet their work reshaped science, music, literature, and philosophy. The deeper you go into Poland's story, the more layers you uncover. Ancient legends still whisper through forests. Medieval traditions appear in unexpected ways. generations of creativity and resilience have built a culture that is both proud and welcoming. Poland is not just a place on the map. It's a journey through time, a blend of beauty and endurance, and a country that continues to surprise anyone willing to look a little closer. And one of the most fascinating things about Poland is how its traditions have survived across centuries, sometimes in ways that feel almost magical. Some traditions in Poland feel as if time has folded in on itself. Practices that began hundreds of years ago still appear today in everyday life, quietly preserved through families, communities, and seasonal celebrations. It's not unusual to see modern city streets suddenly filled with music, handmade decorations, and rituals that date back to the medieval era. Many of these customs are tied to the rhythm of nature. As the seasons change, so do the traditions. Spring brings vibrant celebrations of renewal, where colorful flowers, woven wreaths, and joyful gatherings symbolize the end of winter. In summer, festivals burst with dancing, singing, and open-air markets that feel like stepping into a living piece of folklore. Autumn introduces quieter traditions, often centered around harvest celebrations and family gatherings. Tables fill with warm dishes prepared from ingredients that have been cultivated for generations. It's a time of gratitude, storytelling, and reflection. Winter, however, may be the most magical season of all. Snow blankets, rooftops, and forests, and the long nights are filled with lights, candles, and deeply meaningful customs passed down through centuries. Families gather for special meals where every dish carries symbolic meaning, and even the smallest rituals are treated with care and respect. These traditions are not simply performances for visitors. They are living pieces of identity. Many people learn them from grandparents who learned them from their own grandparents, creating a chain of cultural memory stretching back through time. Beyond traditions, Poland's artistic spirit is another powerful force shaping the country. Creativity runs deep here, and it appears in many forms, from music and literature to visual arts and cinema. Polish writers have long explored profound questions about human nature, freedom, and identity. Their stories often reflect the country's turbulent history while also capturing universal emotions that resonate with readers everywhere. In film, Polish directors have created powerful works that challenge audiences and inspire global recognition. Their storytelling is often bold and thoughtful, exploring themes of memory, resilience, and the complexity of human choices. Art galleries throughout the country display everything from centuries-old paintings to experimental modern works that push boundaries and spark conversation. This blend of old and new reflects Poland itself, a place deeply connected to its past yet constantly evolving. Another fascinating element of Poland is its architecture. Over the centuries, the country absorbed influences from many different cultures and artistic movements. As a result, its cities and towns display an incredible variety of styles. Walking through a single neighborhood might reveal ornate facades, elegant classical designs, and sleek contemporary structures all standing side by side. Each building tells a story about the era in which it was created and the people who shaped it. Some streets look like scenes from a fairy tale, with pastel-colored buildings and intricate decorations that seem almost too perfect to be real. Others reveal bold modern designs filled with glass, steel, and creative forms that symbolize the country's forward-looking energy. Poland's intellectual legacy is equally impressive. The nation has produced brilliant thinkers whose discoveries have transformed science and technology. From groundbreaking theories about the universe to innovations that changed how we understand the physical world, Polish minds have left an extraordinary mark on human knowledge. Education has long been highly valued here, and universities have served as centers of learning for centuries. Students from across the world continue to come to Poland to study, drawn by its strong academic traditions and vibrant cultural life. But perhaps the most captivating aspect of Poland is how ordinary life blends seamlessly with extraordinary history. You might see someone sipping coffee in a cozy cafe, completely unaware that the building around them has witnessed centuries of dramatic events. A quiet street corner may hold memories of revolutions, artistic movements, or scientific breakthroughs. Layers of history lie hidden beneath everyday routines, waiting for curious travelers to discover them. Nature also plays a powerful role in shaping Poland's character. The country's landscapes are remarkably diverse, offering environments that feel completely different from one region to another. Rolling plains stretch across vast distances, dotted with farms and small villages where life moves at a slower pace. In these areas, traditions remain strong, and the connection to the land is deeply respected. Further away, dense forests create worlds of shadow and sunlight where ancient trees tower overhead. Some of these woods are among the last of their kind in Europe, providing refuge for wildlife that once roamed freely across the continent. Lakes shimmer under open skies, reflecting clouds that drift slowly across the horizon. In summer, people gather near the water to swim, sail, and enjoy the peaceful rhythm of nature. During winter, frozen landscapes become playgrounds for snow-covered adventures, while cozy homes glow warmly against the cold. Poland's wildlife is another quiet wonder. In remote areas, animals that disappeared from much of Europe still roam freely. Seeing these creatures in their natural habitat can feel like witnessing a glimpse of a much older world. Even the countryside carries stories. Old wooden houses, roadside shrines, and weathered barns stand as reminders of generations who lived close to the land. Each one adds to the atmosphere of a country that values memory and continuity. Meanwhile, Poland's modern cities are buzzing with innovation and youthful energy. Technology companies, creative studios, and startups are transforming the economy and attracting talent from around the world. Young people fill cafes, co-working spaces, and music venues, creating a vibrant urban culture that feels both European and uniquely Polish. Street art covers walls with bold colors and powerful messages, turning entire neighborhoods into open-air galleries. Nightlife brings another side of the country to life. Music spills out from clubs and bars, conversations stretch late into the night, and the streets glow with energy. It's a reminder that Poland is not just a place of history, it's a place of living culture, constantly reinventing itself. Yet despite all this change, the sense of community remains strong. Family ties are deeply valued, and gatherings often revolve around shared meals, laughter, and long conversations. Visitors often notice how welcoming people can be once you begin a conversation. What may start as a simple exchange can quickly turn into a story, a recommendation, or even an invitation to experience local traditions firsthand. These small interactions often become the most memorable part of a journey through Poland. They reveal the warmth behind the country's sometimes reserved first impression. And as you continue exploring, you start to realize something surprising. Poland is full of contrasts that somehow work perfectly together. Ancient forests and modern cities, quiet villages and lively cultural scenes, centuries-old traditions and cutting-edge innovation. Every layer adds depth to the experience, making the country feel endlessly fascinating. But to truly understand Poland, you also have to explore the stories hidden within its legends, myths, and folklore, because some of the most intriguing parts of Polish culture don't come from history books at all. They come from tales passed down for generations, stories that blur the line between imagination and reality. These stories have traveled through centuries, whispered beside fireplaces during long winters, told to children before sleep, and shared among communities during celebrations. Polish folklore is filled with mysterious forests, wandering spirits, clever heroes, and creatures that seem to step straight out of ancient imagination. Many of these legends are rooted in the natural world. Forests in particular hold a powerful place in Polish storytelling. For generations, people believed that deep within the woods lived spirits who protected nature, tricked travelers, or guarded hidden secrets. Walking through these forests today, it's easy to understand how such stories began. The towering trees block out sunlight, the air grows quiet, and every distant rustle feels like it could be something watching from the shadows. But folklore in Poland isn't always dark or mysterious. Many tales celebrate courage, wisdom, and kindness. Ordinary people become heroes by outsmarting powerful enemies or helping those in need. These stories often carry lessons, passed down to guide younger generations about honesty, bravery, and resilience. Legends also explain how certain traditions began, why particular songs are sung during certain holidays, why certain foods are prepared at special times, and why certain rituals are believed to bring luck or protection. Over time, these customs became part of everyday life, blending myth and reality into a cultural tapestry that feels both magical and meaningful. Polish storytelling also reflects the country's deep connection to community. Stories were rarely meant to be experienced alone. They were shared collectively, around tables, at festivals, during family gatherings. Through these moments, folklore strengthened bonds between generations, ensuring that cultural identity continued to grow stronger. Another wonder of Poland lies in its language. Polish is one of the most distinctive languages in Europe, rich with expressive sounds and poetic rhythm. To many outsiders, it may seem complex at first, with combinations of consonants that look almost impossible to pronounce. Yet once you hear it spoken fluently, the language flows with a musical quality that reveals its beauty. Poetry has long been an important part of Polish culture, and the language itself lends naturally to lyrical expression. Words carry layers of meaning, allowing writers and speakers to convey emotions in subtle, powerful ways. Over centuries, this linguistic richness helped preserve national identity even during times when Poland faced immense political and cultural pressure. And language plays a crucial role in another defining aspect of Polish life: storytelling through music. Music in Poland is not simply entertainment. It's deeply emotional, often reflecting joy, nostalgia, pride, and longing all at once. Traditional melodies can sound both celebratory and melancholic, capturing the complexity of the country's history and spirit. Folk instruments create lively rhythms that accompany dances passed down through generations. These dances are energetic and expressive, filled with spinning movements, quick footwork, and vibrant costumes. During festivals, entire communities sometimes join together in performances that feel like living snapshots of the past. At the same time, Poland has contributed profoundly to classical music. Composers from this land created works that still resonate in concert halls around the world, filled with delicate emotion and breathtaking technical brilliance. Their music often draws inspiration from Polish folk traditions, blending national identity with universal artistry. Modern musicians continue this legacy by experimenting with new sounds while honoring traditional roots. Electronic beats, jazz influences, rock, and indie styles all mix with folk elements, creating a musical scene that feels fresh yet deeply connected to heritage. Food also plays a storytelling role in Polish culture. Recipes are rarely just recipes, they are memories. A particular dish might remind someone of childhood holidays, family gatherings, or celebrations that brought entire neighborhoods together. Cooking traditions often involve patience and care. Some dishes take hours to prepare, requiring slow simmering, careful seasoning, and techniques perfected over generations. These meals are meant to be shared, often served in generous portions that reflect the country's strong sense of hospitality. Gathering around the table becomes a moment of connection. Conversations flow easily, laughter fills the room, and stories emerge about family history, local traditions, and memories from years gone by. Even desserts carry history. Many sweets were originally created to celebrate special occasions or mark important moments in the calendar. Over time, they became beloved treats enjoyed year-round, linking everyday life with centuries-old customs. Poland's creative energy doesn't stop with music, literature, and cuisine. It also appears in craftsmanship. For centuries, artisans here have produced beautiful handmade objects that combine functionality with artistic detail. Wood carving, pottery, weaving, and embroidery all hold important places in traditional culture. Patterns and designs often carry symbolic meanings, representing protection, prosperity, or harmony with nature. Bright colors and intricate patterns appear in clothing, decorations, and household items, transforming everyday objects into works of art. Even today, these crafts continue to thrive, with artisans proudly preserving techniques passed down through families. Markets and festivals often showcase these handmade creations, allowing visitors to see the remarkable skill involved in producing them. Watching an artisan work can feel like stepping into a living museum where ancient traditions remain vibrant and relevant. Another fascinating dimension of Poland is its relationship with resilience. Throughout history, the country faced immense challenges: wars, occupations, political struggles, but each time it found ways to rebuild and move forward. This spirit of perseverance shaped the national mindset. Creativity flourished even during difficult periods, and communities supported each other through hardship. Art, literature, and music often became forms of expression that helped people process pain while preserving hope. You can still sense this resilience today in the determination of Polish society. Cities that were once reduced to ruins now stand alive with culture and innovation. Entire communities rebuilt their homes, schools, and cultural institutions with remarkable dedication. Walking through modern streets, it's easy to forget how much effort went into restoring what once seemed lost forever. Yet beneath the surface lies a powerful story of collective strength and determination. At the same time, Poland has become increasingly connected to the global world. International influences blend with local traditions, creating a dynamic cultural landscape. New ideas arrive, are adapted, and eventually become part of the evolving national identity. Young creators experiment with fashion, design, technology, and art, pushing boundaries while still respecting the past. This balance between tradition and innovation is one of the reasons Poland feels so unique. It's a country where centuries-old customs can exist comfortably alongside cutting-edge creativity. But perhaps the greatest wonder of Poland is the feeling you get when you spend time there. It's difficult to describe precisely, yet many travelers notice it almost immediately. There is a sense of depth, of layers beneath the surface. Every conversation, every meal, every song seems connected to something larger than the present moment. History, culture, and personal stories intertwine in ways that make the country feel alive with meaning. And the more you explore, the more you realize that Poland's story is far from simple. Because beyond the traditions, the art, the landscapes, and the resilience, there are also remarkable achievements and innovations that quietly shaped the modern world in ways many people never realize. For many people around the world, Poland's contributions to global progress remain surprisingly unknown. Yet throughout history, individuals from this country have made discoveries and created ideas that completely transformed how humanity understands the universe, science, technology, and culture. Centuries ago, a revolutionary thinker from this land challenged humanity's view of the cosmos. At a time when people believed Earth sat at the center of everything, he proposed a bold idea: that our planet actually moves through space around the sun. This concept reshaped astronomy forever and opened the door to modern scientific thinking. It was the kind of discovery that changed not only science, but humanity's place in the universe. Polish scientists continued to leave their mark in the centuries that followed. Groundbreaking work in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and medicine pushed the boundaries of knowledge and influenced researchers around the globe. Some discoveries helped unlock the secrets of matter itself, while others led to advances in technology that quietly power parts of the modern world. Innovation also thrived in engineering and design. Inventors and thinkers from Poland created solutions to complex problems, often working through difficult circumstances, yet still producing ideas that would ripple far beyond their homeland. But what makes these achievements especially fascinating is the environment in which many of them emerged. Throughout much of history, Poland faced political instability, shifting borders, and periods when independence itself was threatened. Despite these challenges, intellectual curiosity and creativity remained remarkably strong. Universities, laboratories, and artistic communities became places where new ideas could flourish. Scholars exchanged knowledge with thinkers across Europe, contributing to a broader network of discovery that helped shape the modern age. This spirit of curiosity still exists today. Poland has become an important center for technology and innovation, with rapidly growing industries focused on software development, engineering, and scientific research. Young entrepreneurs are launching companies that compete on the global stage, bringing fresh ideas and ambitious energy to the international marketplace. Tech hubs buzz with programmers, designers, and engineers working late into the night, fueled by coffee, creativity, and the excitement of building something new. These modern innovators carry forward a long tradition of intellectual exploration that stretches back centuries. Meanwhile, Poland's creative industries are experiencing a renaissance. Filmmakers, game developers, and digital artists are producing work that captures international attention. Story-driven video games created by Polish studios have earned worldwide acclaim for their rich narratives and immersive worlds. Writers continue to explore complex themes in literature, blending philosophical reflection with compelling storytelling. Their works often draw inspiration from Poland's dramatic past, while also addressing modern questions about identity, technology, and the future. Cinema from Poland frequently explores emotional depth and moral complexity, earning respect at international film festivals. Directors are known for their thoughtful approach to storytelling, often using film as a way to examine history, memory, and human resilience. Visual artists push creative boundaries as well, experimenting with bold styles and unconventional materials. Galleries and cultural centers showcase a wide spectrum of artistic expression, from traditional craftsmanship to avant-garde installations. Fashion designers contribute another layer to this creative landscape. Drawing inspiration from folklore patterns, historical aesthetics, and contemporary global trends, they create unique styles that blend tradition with modern design. Runways and exhibitions reveal garments that feel both innovative and deeply rooted in cultural heritage. Even street culture plays an important role in shaping modern Poland's identity. Murals transform city walls into massive works of art, telling stories about social change, historical memory, and creative expression. Entire neighborhoods have become open-air galleries where colors and imagery spark curiosity at every turn. Food culture has also evolved dramatically in recent years. While traditional recipes remain beloved, a new generation of chefs is experimenting with modern culinary techniques. They reinterpret classic dishes, combining old flavors with contemporary presentation and global influences. Restaurants and cafes have become spaces where creativity thrives. Cozy interiors, handmade decor, and carefully crafted menus reflect the country's growing reputation as an exciting destination for food lovers. Dining out often feels like exploring a fusion of history and innovation on a single plate. Coffee culture, in particular, has blossomed. Independent cafes serve expertly prepared drinks in warm, welcoming environments where people gather to work, chat, read, or simply watch the world pass by. These spaces reflect a slower rhythm of life that balances productivity with connection. Beyond the cities, rural life continues to hold an important place in Poland's identity. Small villages preserve customs that have existed for centuries. Wooden houses stand beside gardens filled with vegetables and flowers, while nearby fields stretch across the countryside in peaceful patterns. Life in these areas often follows the natural cycles of the seasons. Planting, harvesting, and preparing for winter remain significant events, bringing families and neighbors together in shared effort. Traditional crafts and agricultural knowledge pass from one generation to the next, ensuring that valuable skills and cultural practices survive in an increasingly modern world. Rural landscapes also offer a powerful sense of tranquility. Rolling hills, quiet forests, and open skies create a feeling of space and calm that contrasts beautifully with the energy of the cities. For travelers seeking authenticity, these areas reveal another side of Poland, one defined by simplicity, tradition, and connection to nature. Outdoor adventures are abundant as well. Hiking trails wind through scenic landscapes, inviting exploration and discovery. Cyclists travel along peaceful routes that pass through villages, fields, and forest paths. Kayakers glide along gentle rivers, experiencing the countryside from a unique perspective. In winter, snow transforms these landscapes into peaceful white expanses, where people gather for seasonal activities that embrace the cold rather than avoid it. But perhaps the most fascinating element of Poland's story is how the past constantly interacts with the present. Historical memory remains deeply important here. Museums, monuments, and cultural institutions preserve stories that shape the nation's identity. These places encourage reflection about both triumphs and tragedies, ensuring that history is remembered with honesty and respect. Education plays a major role in this process. Students learn not only about events, but also about the values and lessons connected to them. Through this understanding, younger generations develop a strong awareness of their heritage while also looking toward the future. At the same time, Poland continues to evolve rapidly. Infrastructure grows, cities modernize, and international connections expand. New opportunities attract travelers, students, and professionals from across the world. As a result, Poland has become a fascinating blend of influences. Global culture mixes with local tradition, creating an environment that feels both familiar and distinctive. Visitors often arrive expecting a quiet historical destination, only to discover a vibrant country full of creativity, innovation, and warmth. And the deeper they explore, the more they realize that Poland's wonders extend far beyond its landscapes or architecture. Because hidden within its culture are powerful stories of courage, imagination, and transformation. Stories that reveal how a nation can endure centuries of challenge while continuing to create beauty, knowledge, and inspiration for the world.